everybody, and welcome to today's podcast, Mood Food Podcast, where we're going to be talking about Memorial Day and the importance of Memorial Day and how you can celebrate it. And I first want to take some time out to give a big thanks to a program here in San Diego called Courage to Call. It's a dedicated program to the mental wellness and well-being of veterans, active duty, reservists, National Guardsmen, and their families via a countrywide program of outreach and education. It's a 24/7 peer line as well as individual short-term solution-focused prevention-oriented plans. And this program is led by veterans itself and their family members. And so if you have any resources that you would like to have added to their database, or if you need resources from their database, I encourage you to call Courage to Call. And they really had us over as special guest last week, and we were able to talk about the importance of having faith. So check out their Facebook page, Courage to Call, and their phone number for more information or to utilize the resources that they have. It's 858-636-3604. And they also have an impeccable relationship with the community and all of the resources that this community has. And a couple of their partners are 211, which is a 24-hour confidential phone service that provides peer-to-peer support and resources for veterans. And Veterans Village of San Diego has been around since 1981 and is a nationally recognized participant and program here in San Diego County. It's a leader of serving the homeless military veterans. Both 211 and Veterans Village of San Diego are partners with mental health systems that all make up the Courage to Call team. So we want to give a shout out to them and thank them for having us on the other day. That was really nice, and I hope that what we spread about the importance of having faith really helps somebody out there. Today, since we are going to be talking about Memorial Day coming up, we want to offer some pictures that were taken at the Fort Rosecrans National Cemetery up on Point Loma. A beautiful site. We were going to try to do the show there, but the winds on that point are just killer, and we want to make sure that we were able to get the message across about Memorial Day and make sure that what we are articulating is not going to be interrupted by the wind. So Fort Rosecrans, a little history about that place, is Fort Rosecrans National Cemetery is a federal military cemetery here in the city of San Diego, California, America's finest city. It is located on the grounds of the former Army Coastal Artillery Station, Fort Rosecrans, and is administered by the Veterans Administration and Veterans Affairs. The cemetery is located approximately 10 miles west of downtown San Diego, and it overlooks the San Diego Bay and also the Pacific Ocean. And the city is on one side and the Pacific Ocean is on the other. You have to look at aerial pictures of this place. It is definitely a very peaceful and amazing site. Fort Rosecrans is named after William Stark Rosecrans, a Union general in the American Civil War, and the cemetery was registered as California Historical Landmark number 55 on December 6, 1932. The cemetery is spread over 77.5 acres, located on both sides of Catalina Boulevard. So we went up there, took some pictures, and we'll be showing those throughout the program, and we hope that you'll have a chance to even Google it and look at it. It's a site, and you can even go there and visit if you would like, if you're in our local area. Thank you everyone for subscribing, liking, and following once again. And thank you to Othel. He has been editing and redid our whole intro. We added new music. And when you're going through that process, honestly, I think I went through about 1,000 songs trying to find the right intro song, trying to find the right closure music, and even if we were going to add some music as we're talking. It was you have to be, I guess I was trying to be creative, but I hope it worked out. But he did a phenomenal job on the intro, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And also, Candace said happy birthday. She is one of our faithful listeners up at Edwards Air Force Base, so thank you, Candace, for doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And so let's go ahead and get into today's program about Memorial Day history. 3 years after the Civil War ended, On May 5th, 1868, the head of the Organization of the Union Veterans, the Grand Army of the Republic, the GAR, established the Decoration Day as a time for the nation to decorate the graves of the war dead with flowers. Major General John A. Logan declared that Decoration Day should be observed on May the 30th. It is believed that the date was chosen because flowers would be in bloom all over the country.
The first large observation was held that year at Arlington National Cemetery, across the Potomac River from Washington, D.C. The ceremony centered on the mourning-draped veranda of the Arlington Mansion, once the home of General Robert E. Lee. Various Washington officials, including General and Mrs. Ulysses S. Grant, presided over ceremonies. After speeches, children of the Soldiers and Sailors Orphanage Home and members of the GAR made their way through the cemetery, sprawling flowers on both Union and Confederate graves, reciting prayers and singing hymns.
Looking at some of the local observances that claims to be the first, local springtime tributes to Civil War dead already have been held in various places across the United States. One of the first occurred in Columbus, Mississippi, April the 25th, 1866, when a group of women visited a cemetery to decorate the graves of Confederate soldiers who had fallen in a battle of Shiloh. Nearby were the graves of Union soldiers that were neglected because they were the enemy. Disturbed at the sight of the bare graves, the women placed some of their flowers on the graves as well.
Today, cities in the North and the South claim to be the birthplace of Memorial Day in 1866. Both Macon and Columbus, Georgia claim the title, as well as Richmond, Virginia. The village of Boroughsburg, Pennsylvania, claimed it began there 2 years earlier. A stone in Carbondale, Illinois, cemetery carries a statement that the first Declaration Day ceremony took place on April 29, 1866. Carbondale was the wartime home of General Logan. Approximately 25 places have been named in connection with the origin of Memorial Day, many in the South where most of the war dead were buried.
Now we're going to take a look at the official birthplace that's been declared. And that was in 1966 when Congress and President Lyndon Johnson declared Waterloo, New York, the birthplace of Memorial Day. There, a ceremony on May the 5th, 1866, honored local veterans who had fought in the Civil War. Businesses closed and residents flew flags at half-staff. Supporters of Waterloo say earlier observances in other places were either informal and not community-wide or one-time events.
By the end of the 19th century, Memorial Day ceremonies were being held on May 30th throughout the nation. State legislatures passed proclamations designating the day, and the Army and the Navy adapted regulations for proper observation at their facilities. It was not until after the end of World War I, however, that the day was expanded to honor those who had died in all American wars. In 1971, Memorial Day was declared a national holiday by the Act of Congress, though it is still often called Declaration Day. It has then also been placed on the last Monday in May, as were some of our federal holidays.
The crowd attending the first Memorial Day ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery was approximately the same size as those who attended today's observances, about 5,000 people. Then, as now, small American flags were placed on each grave site, a tradition followed at many national cemeteries today. In recent years, the custom has grown in many families to decorate the graves of all departed loved ones. The Commission's charter is to encourage the people of the United States to give something back to their country. which provides them so much freedom and opportunity by encouraging and coordinating commemorations in the United States of Memorial Day and the National Moment of Remembrance. The National Moment of Remembrance encourages all Americans to pause wherever they are at 3 p.m. local time on Memorial Day for a minute of silence to remember the fallen heroes, those who have died in service to this great nation. As a moment of remembrance, founder Camila Laspada states, it's a way we can all help put the memorial back in Memorial Day.
Let's go over some Memorial Day traditions. There are a number of Memorial Day activities that families enjoy participating in every year, but there are also a few meaningful Memorial Day traditions that you can honor. Memorial Day poppies. People wear poppies to honor America's war dead in a Memorial Day tradition that dates back to the poem In Flanders Field, written in 1915 by John McCree. Now many Americans pin a poppy on their shirt as a sign of respect.
National Moment of Remembrance. To ensure the sacrifices of America's fallen heroes are never forgotten, President Bill Clinton signed into law the National Moment of Remembrance Act in December of 2000. The law encourages all Americans to pause wherever they are at previously mentioned 3 p.m. local time on Memorial Day for a moment of silence in remembering and honoring those who have died in their service to this great nation.
Another is hanging your flag at half-mast. Federal guidelines say that the flag should be displayed at half-mast only until noon, then go up to full mast until sundown.
Playing taps. During the Civil War, a U.S. general thought the bugle call signaling bedtime could be used as a more melodious tune, so he wrote the notes for taps in 1862. Another officer later used the bugle song for a funeral, fearing the traditional firing of rifles might sound like an attack. Today, and now, taps is a traditional part of the Memorial Day traditions and celebrations.
Another is to visit a local veteran cemetery. Some of the graves in a veteran cemetery are well maintained and decorated by families. Bring flowers and lay them by a grave that doesn't have any.
And we want to thank you for joining us for today's program talking about Memorial Day. And we're going to leave you with a couple of quotes and then finish the program out with taps playing. And so we're going to start off with Othel reading one from Maya Angelou. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow. We appreciate all of our faithful listeners. Let us hear from you at moodfoodpodcast@gmail.com. So go ahead, Othel. Take it away.
Okay, my quote is by Maya Angelou, and it says, "How important it is for us to recognize and celebrate our heroes and sheroes."
That's a good one. Yeah, we can't forget that the force is made up of diverse individuals.
Yes.
And it is those diverse individuals, including ourselves, that fight for the rights of this great nation, even though many people may not agree with who we are. We still fight for their freedom to disagree. And to me, that's why I love serving, even though there are a lot of people out there that may not agree with our lifestyle or serving in the military, that we should be allowed to. But I take honor and pride in serving this great nation so that people can have the right to disagree. I know how weird that may sound, but it's true. You know, no one's ever going to agree with anybody, whether it's religion or whatever, but yeah, I take pride in serving this great nation. And so I'm going to finish out here with a quote from General Douglas MacArthur. "Duty, honor, country. Those three hallowed words reverently dictate what you ought to be, what you can be, and what you will be. And don't forget where your freedoms came from, because nothing is free, and a life was paid so that we were free yesterday, are free today, and will be tomorrow." That is so true. Happy Memorial Day to each and every one of you. Don't forget the fallen who have made it possible for us to be where we are today, and that is to celebrate our freedom. And because 4th of July is coming up, but a price was paid And that's why they made it Memorial Day in May, to get prepared so you can celebrate your independence and freedom that you have because a life was paid so that you could do so. All right?
All right.
Do you have any closing remarks?
I think we've said enough for today.
All right. So
All right.
we're going to close out the program with taps. We appreciate you taking time to listen today. God bless and keep each and every one of you, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.